That's one way to do it. Soft receive, leaves it at the back of the table. This is one thing that Timo does so well. He changes up his contact. There's very little rotation. Even the grip on the racket. The way Timo plays is quite unique. Edge of the racket. Dima keeping it in play, playing it wide out with some topspin. This is clever. Timo plays it to the short side here. A little surprise for Dima. That backhand is so tough. As strong as Timo's forehand is, if he plays it from the middle or backhand and then has to go out wide to the forehand, it's going to be tough for him, especially from behind the table, to compete with Dima's backhand. Well, let's see. I think that scenario will come up quite a bit. I think Dima's going to try for it, but he's just going to have to be selective about when he opens up wide to the forehand, what shot it follows. If he can find the middle for Timo, push him back off the table. Step around forehand for Dima. Still almost comes back on the table. So not only does Timo get in the right position, but he brings it right back to the baseline of the table, the deep corner. Takes away a lot of the angles for Dima. Also gives him less time to take the ball off the bounce, or to react to it after the bounce anyway. This is creative. This is clever play from Dima. Look how far he has to come around. 3 big steps to get around for that forehand. Oh, that's a break. Timo gets away with that one. Again, from that camera angle, it's tough to tell, but it looks like it's sitting up a little bit high. Sounded like, it's funny to say, in terms of deserves, I think both of these players are working very hard. I know a lot of people really wanted to see Timo take the World Cup after beating Ma Long and Lin Gaoyuan. And a backhand like that is so crisp and so clean, it sets Timo Boll up by 2. Timo Boll off to a good start here. He's got 3 game points. Although in Game 7 at the China Open, 4 match points wasn't enough. The timing for Dima, some high-risk play right off the bounce to save a game point. First towel break, third towel break rather, 2 later than first. And it's still 2 game points left for Timo Boll. We were talking about Timo Boll's fitness the other day. The fact that at 36, he's not just playing smart and clever, he's moving well. He's getting around the court, running the balls down, taking inside-out forehands, taking some risks, winning points from behind the table. But now with shots like that coming in, this is what Dimitrij OVTCHAROV did to start and finish the match with Fan Zhendong. Or maybe I should say start Game 7 as well. Inside out forehand goes long, and Timo Boll sticks it through, takes game one 11-9 for 1-0 lead. We'll see, these two have long matches almost every time. Game two coming up right after this. Back for game number two. Timo Boll leading 1-0. Can he hold on though? Timo Boll versus Dima. Dima's going to try and turn things around quickly. Again, Dima's looking at possibly becoming #1 in the world. I think between him and Fan Zhendong, they have the best chances. But if Timo takes this, it's a chance. He'd also have to perform well at the World Tour Grand Finals because he won't be in Sweden. Oh, serious power. This one's not coming down. It's a little bit too shallow on the table. And Dima's got the height, the wingspan, and the strength to play this. Yeah, way too shallow on the table. Timo still goes for it. Almost gets it on the table. Clever idea, the forehand flip. For Timo, that was a little bit too clear to read, though. Means it's a good serve from Dima. Some of Timo's flips, he's very calm when he comes in. You can't tell what spin he's putting on it. At first, you have little way to know where he's going to go with the ball. It's one of the advantages of playing calm. You're a little bit more loose and flexible to change at the last moment. Really such a physical game that Dima is playing. Just thinking about what it asks of Timo Boll when I watch him run back for the ball. It sounds like Timo Boll. Wow, the names are quite similar. Timo, see, I did it. There you go. Tima and Dimo. Dima and Timo. So they could be cheering either, but I'm getting looks from people in the crowd that it's Timo there behind. Both players have paid their dues and worked hard, but Timo, 7 years the senior. Ooh, almost. It's going to be tough, though, with a soft one like that. Again, when Dima gets that big swing. A little bit off the top of the net, but a good counter from Timo. So for me, we'll see. This year, there have been some strong players. There's Timo's family. Deli, hello. She knows she's on. And Zoe hiding behind the man with the glasses, his head. Sounded weird to say, but that's what I meant. Oh, burned down the line. There was one shot in here from Dima, and there we got the family on the other side. Jenny OVTCHAROV, a former player herself from Sweden. There was one shot that looked like Dima took it with the forehand from on the other side of his head. From this angle, it was tough to tell, but it was a fast reaction. Beautiful backhand, so much power running off to the towel box. 9-3, second towel break of the game, and Dima in control right now. If Dima keeps up this play, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chinese national team holds a training camp inside China. We used to think of the men as so dominant, they were losing to almost nobody. Xu Xin, Fan Zhendong, Ma Long were losing to almost nobody. Zhang Jike from time to time. And then you think of the Japanese women as improving rapidly, but right now on the men's side, it's the Chinese national team who has some work cut out for them to live up to their reputation, their world rankings, and, well, the long history, the long, rich history. Definitely not out, but just, I don't know, more beatable than they've ever seemed in recent years. Top edge of the racket. Dima earns 5 game points to tie it up. The quality of play out here, it's got to be so encouraging. Cracked ball. Dima's having trouble telling. Timo, what do you think? Let's see. Is it? I love that he really checks. Whatever you want. If you want to change it, you can. I have no preference. Okay, sounds good. Timo is such a calm and cool guy, such a straight shooter. In his interview about his match with Simon Gauzy right after winning, he said, well, you know, I don't like this situation. I don't like to have to play my teammate. And a fast serve right into the body. Dimitrij OVTCHAROV ties it up at 1 game apiece. Dominant performance in game 2. We'll see who takes the lead in game 3. Game 3 coming up right after this. Back for game number 3. Now, if Timo Boll were to win this match, he'd be closer to world rank number 1, depending on how he does at the World Tour Grand Finals, but also the ITTF Star Awards coming up. I think these 2 players have got to be the 2 top contenders for Star Athlete of the Year, Star Male Athlete of the Year. Timo loses this match, I imagine it would be tough for him to win because Dima's beaten him 3 times this year. Dima's taken 5 titles, including the World Cup. Beautiful counter backhand. Some blocks from off the table. When the time is right, he lines it up. He's just waiting to jump in. The ball is his prey, and Timo is the predator here, that last ball. My goodness. From way behind the table, it's bending, it's hooking. The speed on. Not allowed Timo to recover, regain energy between shots. You can see the shorter stroke there on the forehand from Timo. Less time to react. Shot block goes long, big shot here. We've seen some quite magical shots from Timo throughout his career, but especially in the last few days. Love how he comes in with the racket face open, finger up on the back, light spin. Watch one more time. Soft shot. And immediately Dima's put in the defensive position. An awkward push can do that. Good anticipation here. Dima in the right position to bring it back quickly. Listening for Timo Boll, I'm hearing a lot of it. I was trying to hear if there was any cheering on the counter side. Dima got a few cheers there at the end from some passionate fans. Forehand, way wide. Again, the wingspan of Dima, not easy to hit it past. Positioning for Timo, that hooking forehand into the body. Even if that ball comes down from Dima, Timo's in a good place to hit it. Which means he's going to try to go a little bit wider. And when he does, it doesn't come down. Not this time. Clever idea. The push was good. Again, the variety of receives that Timo brings to the table. He's so comfortable to change up his touch. I mean, he always has his touch, but change up the shot. Oh, just too wide, inside out from Dima. Excellent point. Early on, you've got Timo stepping around. We've got tournament organizers watching from the back. Look at that smile. Tournament organizers who are quite satisfied with the tournament. Flatter backhand from Timo goes long. Beautiful shot. On 1 foot, a punch from the backhand of Dima. Just trying to smother the ball, not allow Timo any time to react. One. Oh, jumps forward, just slaps it with the backhand. Again, mostly wrist here. He's up on 1 foot. This isn't a traditional backhand shot from Dima. Forehand flip kill. This is one specialty of Dima that comes in to be priceless many times. Over the table play to save him in these moments. But again, the serve and receive to earn those balls, catch the opponent off guard. Oh, sometimes we see, I'm not good with my right hand. It's like, well, you did beat Ma Long that point when you switched. It's not everybody who's doing that. So it was a tight game around 5-5. But Dima with 5 game points, just like the game before. One saved, still a long way to go. 4 game points left for Dima. The word jinx isn't perfect. It's just tough to know what will happen here. We know what could happen. We've seen it happen before, both ways. Backhand off the bounce. 3 in a row. 3rd towel break of the game. Remember, no coaches in the corners. They are from the same national association. representing a country called, that's a country called Germany, shortened into just one word. Anyway, they're from Germany. Okay, so we hear both camps now, the Demo, there, I'm doing it again, the Timo and the Dima camps in the crowd. What a counter under pressure. You've got Dima backing off the table, coming back in with a ripping forehand, and Timo from behind counters with his backhand. Right down the middle of the table, the consistency and a timeout. Dimitrij OVTCHAROV calls his own timeout. He's gonna be all by himself in the corner. Figuring out what it will take to take this game now, 10-5. We saw a similar timeout earlier today from Lee Song-soo, and it didn't stop Timo Boll from coming out. Coming back, that is. Game 3, this could be a pivotal point. Timo's up 2-1. I think that's what the score was when they played the Men's World Cup. Timo didn't get another one, but I could be wrong about that. A lot of big matches with Timo recently. So let's see, will Timo complete the comeback? Getting to deuce is only half the battle. Timo with the serve on Dima's timeout. Oh, that's too strong, that receive. A forehand flip cross court. Dima takes a very important game. You can see him is breathing. He escapes and the timeout pays off. 11-9, a 2-1 lead for a man who's having quite an incredible year. Dimitrij OVTCHAROV will be back for game 4 right after this. Back for game number 4. What's it going to take for Timo? He's down 5-10 in the last game before getting 4 in a row, but Dima's timeout pays off. He comes back quickly with that forehand over the table flip. I see a VIP ticket in the crowd. Woman smiling there. This is just sort of the picture that Timo wants. He wants Dima back off the table. He wants to be set up with the forehand attack covering the middle. Right there, clever idea. Timo's shot was so hard as a counter, and Dima hits it back even harder. I mean, this Dima opens at what looks to be like an 85. Timo hits it back at what looks to be a 95. Dima with a 98. Not much room for harder hits than that. 1-3. Just out of reach. So quick off the bounce. You know, you have to wonder. We could say Timo was tired at the World Cup. I mean, that was true. He was tired before he started playing Gustavo Tsuboi, but he managed to get through Gustavo. He managed to get through Lin Gaoyuan and Ma Long. At a certain point, maybe it's just that Dima's style, I mean, he's handling Timo's serves, he's countering the spins, he's taking the ball early. Timo's used to getting a lot of advantage off of some of these shots, this variety in his game. And it's just essentially falling on deaf ears out here. Richard Krause, high performance director, sports director for Germany, watching closely. He's been able to enjoy quite a weekend here, especially on the men's side of the game. Can't ask for much more than gold and silver in the singles event. #1 chopper in the world currently, Ruben Filus, having quite an exciting tournament, giving the crowd one of the best matches before the last 2 days. Zhuang Zhiyuan, Taipei versus Ruben Filus, the one to go back and watch when you have a chance. So Timo back from his break, took the timeout. Quick reaction off the bounce. Slingshot backhand, just a little bit of backswing, taking the speed coming in. See Dima's side of the point here. Ball stayed really low. Off the top of the net, but an excellent rally by both in this. Timo's opening loop seemed a bit softer, but Dima moves in well. That's the one that got the net. Dima trying to keep it deep, floated back up with some topspin to get back in the point. Difficult ball, soft hands from Timo, slows the ball way down and leaves the table in the way. Obviously the table is where it is, but puts the ball in a place where Dima doesn't have a comfortable first swing. Tries to just accelerate forward with the racket head up. Oh, so close. Timo just blitzing the table after that fishing shot. He sees Dima's gonna drop it. I think this is the right choice here. You got to go for it. Very tough to take the pace off that ball and keep it short. We saw Lin Gaoyuan try to drop it on a much more droppable lob from Timo. Tied up at 5 each. This is the point in game number 3 where Timo stopped scoring. Where Dima just turned on the afterburners, changed up a thing or two, and suddenly Timo wasn't in the attacking game early in the point. Let service. Interesting. So I said that because I saw Dima's hand come up. Watch the, interesting. Didn't see that. Dima's got his finger up here. Interesting, interesting. That's the quietest. That's how much respect Timo BOLL has. He says, go, you say okay. Interesting, interesting. Obviously, Timo didn't notice it in the replay. I didn't see it hit the net. Dima thought it did. But either way, he didn't make a stink at all. He just said, okay, done. That is the ultimate sign of respect. But they're also both very fair sportsmen. I don't even think Timo said no. I think he just said, I didn't see it. So from down 2, back within 1. Again, this could be the turning point. 2-2, a bit of momentum for Timo. Could be some motivation, some inspiration, a little bit of hope. Oh, the edge. Good rally, though, the counter backhand before, not to be dismissed. So loose and fluid with that backhand. Bit of side and top on that hooking shot. Inside out forehand for a winner. Timo Boll up by 3 now. The serve drifts a little bit long. A little bit more than a little bit. It drifts long, a clear opening attack. Somewhere between a long serve and a half long serve. Just not fast enough or deep enough to bother Timo. When have you ever seen legs like that come out of Timo? I don't know what happened. It was sort of a jumping, flailing shot. Closest thing that I can remember is when he was playing Ma Lin, 2009, and fell to the ground in Game 7 and played the next shot from the ground. Oh, gets back up, falls down again. 4 game points for Timo to tie it up at 2 apiece. And Timo takes it 11-6. Quite a performance to come back from an 11-9 loss after the timeout, the end of Game 3. So it's 2 games apiece. We'll see who takes the lead in this classic battle here between the top 2 European players, the men from Germany, Dima and Timo. Game 5 coming up after this. Game number 5, Timo Boll at the bottom of the screen, rocking the headband. His recent addition since he started T2 seems to be working fine for him. And then some, Dimitrij OVTCHAROV. Looking the same as always, except a bit faster and stronger. Again, from this camera angle, that one looks like a sitter, a ball that Dima should be able to finish. It's probably much lower than it looks. It was just deep on the table. One more shot from Timo, and that's going to be very difficult for Dima to recover from. When he squats to the ground, it can be quite disorienting to stand up that quickly. Watch how low he gets on this one. Finds his footing again quickly, just springs up to his feet. Wow, Dima pulled a Timo. Very soft dead ball over the table. Just holds out the racket and leaves it. Doesn't put anything behind it, and Timo has to quickly come back in. Not a lot of options for a quality shot, and that's when Dima springs through. Finds the corner, plays it down the line. As fast as Dima is, that ball. Yeah, Dima can't be too happy about that one. A clever receive, sort of a smothering closed racket flat hit. Like a light brush. Watch this one more time. Light underspin deep on the table, but it doesn't bother Dima. Some players have a tougher time with that. They're used to heavier pushes coming in. Timo can do that for sure, but mixing it up. First towel break just finished, tied up. Spinny opening backhand, a little bit deeper on the table for the second one. Top edge of the racket, will it? No, it will not come down. Dima started checking for the crack. It looked like he was going to show Timo the ball, but he's like, nah, seems fine. I'll put it in my pocket, dry it off. Ooh, big facial expression from Timo. He didn't give us that sort of a facial expression when he caught his serve in a tight match against Lin Gao Yuan. Getting Dima behind the table, moving him corner to corner. Timo staying. That for me was a big point. Timo has the time, goes for the hooking backhand, but Dima's in a good position. It adds some extra pressure. From that far behind the table, Dima's gonna get the ball even if it makes it. Difference between 5-6, 4-7. This one's starting to slip. We've seen bigger comebacks once again, but it's gonna be now or never in many ways for Timo. Second towel break of the game. Dima stays at the, well, sort of close to the table anyway. It doesn't go to his towel. The length of this receive is much shorter. Dima doesn't get the opening attack, and it's a fourth ball winner for Timo. Perfect placement on that push, follows it up. That's what that push is all about. Keeping it short. And the player's back on the other side. So crisp, those forehands from Timo. He's got time, he's behind the table. When you think about physical fitness and you hear the sound on the ball and see the pace, I mean, Dimitrij OVTCHAROV just got done beating the hardest hitter in the game, the most explosive player, Fan Zhendong. And Timo Boll at 36, 16 years the senior of Fan Zhendong, just wins in a counter loop rally. So Dima's already used his timeout. As you might recall, it worked very well for him in Game 3. But Timo's starting his comeback here in Game 5. This is right timing from Dima. He plays it quickly off the bounce. Doesn't give Timo time to reset. Even though Timo's looping when he's that far behind, it's a little bit chasing. Ayah, not so happy about that last contact. Wow, Dima covering the middle with the forehand. He's a big guy. This is not easy for anyone. But if he were Liu Shiwen, maybe. Watch this shot. Covers the middle with the backhand. Way low, still gets the hand all the way out in front of the forehead. 3 game points for Dimitrij OVTCHAROV. No chance. He switched hands, but he was too far out of position, and Dima took advantage of that expiring offer. The ball was dropping like New Year's Eve, and he caught it early. 11-7. Dima goes up 3-2. There the trophy's waiting. We will see who takes the men's singles title. Dima 1 game away, and Timo Still a few to go. He's got 2 to take the title. Game 6 coming up right after this. Back for game number 6, Timo BOLL trailing 2 games to 3. Dimitrij OVTCHAROV looking to continue his streak of being undefeated against Timo BOLL. Hasn't lost to Timo BOLL on the World Tour this year, despite having 4 match points against him in China. But he's in a good position here to start off game 6. A receive like that's going to make it really tough for Timo. Oh, second bounce. Timo was getting the racket ready for some under-the-table magic again. Has Timo used his timeout already? Yep, the T's on the screen. Just trying to remember where it was. Either way, he's down 0-3. What could be the last game of the match? Coming back to the table, trying to stay closer. I think Timo realizes how little, how his chances sort of decrease as he backs off the table. After the tomahawk block. Backhand serve from Timo. Higher toss, they say. See one more time. Talk about unconventional. 2. Oh, almost had a good opportunity. That was the head shake there. Mommy, yeah, you're right. Daddy had the chance. You have to wonder if that's what the question is. Almost 4 years old. Is Daddy losing? I don't know. Right now, the score suggests yes. Very close. You can understand, though, I mean, Timo's facial expression. 2 serves in a row with that backhand dead serve. He earns himself good opportunities. Had he won the point, and everything after that, well, coming in instead of 1-5 would have been 2-4. And now 3-4. Still a 3-point lead for Dima. Right into the middle, that forehand is crisp. Again, it feels like Dima's are more powerful, but it's quality from Timo. In terms of grip, we talk about changing of grip between forehand and backhand. Dima changes his grip from his backhand short ball, his push, so much between shots. So the backhand serve this time with some side spin. You know what? Timo, you just have to give him credit for pretty much everything, but the fact is he's not too proud. He doesn't have to stick with his glamour serves. He goes to something that's really not so fancy looking at all. But he's 2 for 3 winning points with it. 3 for 4, and to tell you, again, I mean, he's had the opportunity. He could be 4 for 4. The point is he's setting up third balls. He's setting up points well. He's giving Dima exactly what you need, a serve that your opponent is not familiar with when they're so used to your game. This is part of the reason you see Hugo Calderano getting beaten by Jakub Diaz or players losing to lower teammates. Big point for Dima. Parallel backhand, big point coming into the second towel break of the game. Dima up by 2. Backhand serves, you have to imagine you'll see some. I'm trying to think of the last time I've ever seen Timo do a backhand serve in a match. Pendulum, sure. Reverse pendulum, sure. I don't know. Send them my way if you can find them. Once again, the backhand serve. The best he can do with these 2 serves is tie the game at 7 each. Very subtle contact. These are emergency serves that you pull out when nothing else is working. In case of emergency, break glass, use this backhand serve. Wow, so subtle. Again, doesn't have to be fancy, just difficult to read. Top spin on it, side spin, side under. Mostly side, little to no spin, tied up. And Timo is in the lead. If he can make it to a game 7, he will play like there is no limit to ice in the world. Like the human body will recover no matter what you do. Soft touch to leave it out in front. The pressure, Timo takes it early and drives Dima back off the table. Come on, Timo, he says. Soft touch there. That's the power. That's a pressure shot. That was the tough one. I mean, they're all difficult, but really the toughest one is when it comes back in fast and you're recovering from the stroke before. Ready for another backhand serve? Point again for Timo. Magic. Timo Magic Boll. He's got so much up his sleeves. 3 game points for Timo Boll. Backhand serve, why change? Unbelievable! Timo Boll's backhand serve. I mean, 20 years of playing and he saves it for this. Deli's like, why didn't you tell me you had a backhand serve? That's what that look was. We should know everything about each other. Game number 7 of the men's singles final, the championship match, coming up right after this. So back for game number 7. A little conversation with the friend here in the commentator's booth. When Dima played against Vladi Samsonov in the Olympic Games, Vladi was injured, started pulling out some unusual serves and managed to get through the match and take down Dima. Maybe Timo thought of that. Worth a try. Pressure early on from Dima. Still, the percentages when Timo's serving with that backhand right now are just overwhelmingly favoring Timo. This is why you switch serves every 2 points. Even chance for who starts the point. Oh, good idea. Timo softens it up a little bit. But Dima keeps his weight balanced, moves in for the ball, and finds the angle with the backhand. That's the soft one. Getting ready for the forehand, but too late. Dima moves in, takes advantage. until Dima proves that he can handle this serve. Oh, perfect shot. If Timo wins that point, he saves his serve. He keeps his percentages incredibly high. It keeps his confidence with that serve. If he goes for another backhand serve and Dima wins it, he might have to switch to something else. We'll see. Looking a little bit slow in the feet there, but Dima taking it early for the angle. When that magic trick, that backhand serve is gone. It's gonna be tough. We'll see what else Timo can pull. 4 straight points to start off game 7 for Dima. Whoa, both players kicking the cage there under the table. There was the foot hitting the cage, stepping in for it. So I guess it was just the rattle of the cage after, not both players. Dima clearly far from the table there. First point for Timo this game. Outstanding recovery by Dima, but really a lot of work for Timo to win that point. So 2 points in a row for Timo. You know, I talked about how Timo are nearly perfect. Backhand serve. Is this the last try? It might be. That's 3 in a row for Dima. It definitely had its run in game number 6. Switching sides of the table here. Both players toweling down the table to make sure the bounces are as clean as possible. Timo was using the backhand serve half-long middle of the table. I don't know if he's going to try to play it at a different length with the backhand. Okay, a little bit of top side, deeper. Ooh! Oh my goodness! Timo! This is just like a modified reverse tomahawk serve here. Very little toss, a nothing serve, just something awkward and unfamiliar. He leaves the whole table open, saves the ball from in near the chest. Just a 2-point lead for Dima. Oh, beautiful point. A big ball there for Timo, and Dima anticipates well, doesn't move early, but stays ready for that deep to the backhand shot. And just a short stroke guides it out forward cross court to take the point. In terms of morale boost, that was a loaded point. At the touch on the receive. Timo's caused many players trouble with this. So what are we gonna see here? What type of serve? Same? Modified ding-ding? Nope. I'm just so curious. Timo's playing so scrappy now. The bottom of the box, just digging for anything he can to get into the point. He's not too proud. Up, back to traditional serves. Top of the net for Dima, but an incredible rally, both players. The inside-out forehand from the middle of the table by Dima. Look at that, all the way to the ground. That's some flexibility from the 29-year-old Dimitrij OVTCHAROV. And the finisher, he just holds the racket head up. The follow through on this shot. There we go. Touches the ground. That's the one where he holds it up. What a long rally. Okay, down but not out. 3 points between them now. Again, we've seen Timo BOLL come back from greater deficits. 410 is the magic number. thinking to myself, there's a serve we haven't seen, two serves we haven't seen in a while from Dima. The backhand serve that he does so much more typically than Timo, and also his tomahawk serve. He's been playing it pretty safe with the pendulum serve, sort of like how he does against Ma Long. What type of backhand serve is it going to be? Oh, Timo. The dead one gets a third ball. Big point for Dima to escape. Almost no rotation. He gives him a nothing ball back, just a soft one. This is a better ball, but Dima's ready for the pace and powers back Dimitrij OVTCHAROV with 4 championship points. This is what Timo had in China. Dima does it. Dima does it once again. 11-6 in Game 7 in an incredible match. Look at the hug here. Wow, and smiles on both sides. Look at this, head down on the table. Kiss the table was the ad on the back of the magazine here. Points at his name once again, and where's the family? Where is the family? We've got the crowd on their feet for Dimitrij OVTCHAROV. What a performance, and what a year for Dimitrij OVTCHAROV. This man could be #1 in the world soon, and Jenny OVTCHAROV. Big smile, no tears here, she saw it. He's going to stick around, he's going to give an interview. And I think there will be some autographs, selfies, and everything else before we get to the awards ceremonies. What a match from Dimitrij OVTCHAROV. Game 7, 11-6, and Timo Boll once again with an incredible tournament. But one man in his way, the king of Europe, the top player from Germany, world #3, and soon to be climbing even higher, Dimitrij OVTCHAROV. Enjoy the highlights and stay here for the interview and the awards ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, meine Damen und Herren, eure Superstars hier von Deutschland, Timo Boll und Dimitrij OVTCHAROV. Guys, both of you, congratulations on another amazing final on the world stage. Timo, if I can come to you first, another really difficult game against your compatriot Dima. What are your feelings from this one?
Yeah, it's always tough against him. He became such a strong player, and I'm glad for him. He's working so hard, and so he deserved it, and he deserved it also to win today.
Very nicely put, Timo. But also successful tournament, okay? You're still beating the top Chinese in the world, Lin Goyan this time. Lots of positives, a great year for you.
Of course, I should be happy with my current year. I came from a knee surgery, so I'm really happy that I can play again on such a high level, and there's always a better one, but unfortunately, still I'm glad to play on such a high level with the age of 36, and I could never imagine that.
Yeah, what is your secret at 36, and now clearly you'll go to the World Tour Grand Finals, also seated highly with Dima. What's the secret here?
Another tournament, another chance, so I will try my best. Of course, I know there will be the point when we all play maybe a little bit worse, but it's nice to be on that wave, and so I just enjoy it.
Fantastic, Timo, well played. Runner-up here at the German Open. Ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up, Timo BOLL. German Open Sieger. Wow, that's the third big match against Timo in a final this year. Obviously, China Open, recently in Liège, Men's World Cup. How do you sum it up this time?
Well, I don't know. Every time it gets tougher and tougher. I feel every match is basically on the knife's edge in the last set, in the closest margin. And I don't know. I'm aiming maybe to become #1 in the world by the rankings. So I have a strong will to win the tournaments. But Timo is my good friend, my idol. I practice with him.
And he's using his experience in the match. He's changing the tactics a little bit, changing the serves a little bit, making you think, making you work hard for that one.
He's too clever for the sport. I just played against him, I think, a week ago at the T2, and I was leading, and suddenly he came up with a new service, totally distracted me, and yeah, I started to lose. And today it was similar. I was finding more and more control of the game, played very well. Suddenly Timo came with a backhand service. Even in practice, I've never seen that from him. And but it was not actually the service. He played so well after it. So I got under a lot of pressure, lost my rhythm totally, and I think I risked all I got in the last set, and it was fortunate that I could hit many of them.
You're playing an incredible amount of power and speed here, I noticed, in Magdeburg. Clearly, that's seemingly the difference against Yanan and also clearly Fan Zhendong. Is that a way you're going forward, power, speed?
Well, actually, my game was mostly based on power, but I couldn't keep up the speed of maybe the game, and I think it's working quite well. As Timo said, I'm working hard, but so is the other guys. Yeah, we have always push ourselves to our limits.
Last question then, Astana World Tour Grand Finals. You'll be one of the top 4 seeds along with Timo. Looking forward to that?
Yeah, of course. We are fighting the whole year on the World Tour to qualify for the Grand Finals with the highest prize money we have in table tennis and a big title ahead of us. So we will generate all the last energy we have in our bodies to have a really great finish of the season.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations, German Open winner 2017, ladies and gentlemen, Dimitrij OVTCHAROV, and of course Timo BOLL, both legends of the game. Thank you, guys.
Vielen Dank, Johnny Cohen. Jetzt gibt es die obligatorischen Bälle, glaube ich, die noch ins Publikum geschossen werden von den Spielern. Ein paar signierte. Und dann geht es jetzt gleich weiter mit der Siegerehrung aller Wettbewerbe.